welcome to the regular session for April 13th, 2022. We'll start our session at 5:15 p.m. and please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Zerlo, would you please conduct the roll?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Bazzaio.
Here.
Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer. Here. Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Potiker.
Here.
Mr. Timmons.
Here.
Ms. Waldron.
Here.
Forbes.
Thank you, sir. You all have a copy of the minutes for March 23rd, 2022 regular session. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I'll entertain a motion to accept the meeting. Motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Hughes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to address the legislature at this time? Share your thoughts or concerns. Please raise your hand if you wish to speak with us and be recognized, and state your name and address for the record. And you will be limited, according to the rules of order, to a 5-minute time frame. Anyone wishes to? How about you, Diane? Once? Twice? No way? All right, no. Committee reports. I'll call the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with Buildings and Grounds and Legislator Timmons.
No.
Oh, that's not true. Buildings and Grounds and Legislator Bazzaio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome, whoever you are.
The Buildings and Grounds Committee met on Monday, April 11th. James Cleveland, the Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds, was present to discuss the resolution authorizing contract with Architectural and Engineering Design Associates, AEDA, PC, and to discuss roof inspections. The committee decided to bring the recommendation for roof replacements to the Finance Committee for review. Resolution 224 has been placed on the agenda, as well as Resolution 286 under Waive Rule 13.2. The next Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 9th at 4:30 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Children and Family Services and Legislator Potiker.
Thank you, Chairman. The Children and Family Services Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, April 5th was canceled. The committee was polled on resolutions 225 and 226 on today's agenda. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, May 3rd at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development, County Operations, Legislator Walker.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee met earlier today. David Randall, the Director of Information Technology, was present to discuss resolution authorizing FY 2020 Cybersecurity Grant Program application. Dyer and Hunter were also available for the Commissioners of the Board of Elections to discuss resolutions authorizing Clinton County to apply for a permit for the use of the Suny Field House as a pool site, authorizing contract with Clear Ballot Group Incorporated, and amending resolution number 921 dated December 8, 2021, titled Authorizing Contract with NTS Data Services, LLC. Molly Ryder, the Economic Development Director, was also present to discuss a project at the former airport. Resolutions 227 through 230 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 11th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you, ma'am. Finance, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met on Wednesday, April 6th. Kimberly Davis, the County Treasurer, was present to discuss the 2022 sales tax chart and REM foreclosure, county investments and correction of errors report, resolutions titled Authorizing the County Treasurer to transfer funds to E911 Surcharge Reserve to E911 Budget Emergency Services, and authorizing correction of taxes for various towns. Time Warner Cable were also discussed. Wendell Companies was also present to provide a presentation of their recent NYSERDA energy efficiency study. As a result of that discussion, a resolution titled Authorizing the Purchasing Agent to solicit requests for quotes for energy services companies is on tonight's agenda. Resolution authorizing contract with Direct Energy Business Marketing, LLC, was also discussed along with the resolution authorizing the purchase of an intercept full-body scanner with infrared cameras. Resolutions 231 through 236 have been placed on today's agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 4th at 5:15 p.m. in the report.
Thank you. Health, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee met on Wednesday, April 6th. Deborah Tackett, the interim health director, was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing purchasing agent to solicit bids for green home solar digesters, authorizing purchasing agent to solicit requests for proposals for preschool transportation services, and authorizing a contract with various preschool tuition contractors. Resolutions 237 through 241 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, May 4th at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Human Services, Legislator Furrier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Human Services Committee met on Tuesday, April 5th. Wendy Bishop, the nursing home administrator, was present to discuss resolutions authorizing contract with leading age New York ProCare LLC and authorizing payment of membership dues. Colleen Monty of the Office for the Aging was also in attendance to present 3 resolutions, including awarding requests for proposal for personal care level 1 and core companion service, authorizing contract with Jade Lamb, and authorizing contracts with various agencies for building social connections mini grants. Kevin LaBeouf, the Director of Veteran Services Agency, was present to discuss monthly statistics for March 2022, as well as mental health resources for veterans of Clinton County and the difference between them. Resolutions 242 through 246 have been placed on today's agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. Next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, May 3rd at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you very much. Personnel Committee met on Monday, April 4th. Resolutions numbers 247 through 261 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. And the next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 2nd at 5 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport, Legislator Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Plattsburgh International Airport Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, April 27th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Public Safety, Legislator Casta.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Public Safety Committee met on Monday, April 4th. Major Nicholas Leon of the Sheriff's Department was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing Operation Stone Garden Grant application and acceptance, authorizing Child Passenger Safety Program grant application and acceptance, authorizing Police Traffic Services grant application and acceptance. Kim Bloom, the Deputy County Administrator, presented 2 resolutions for the Child Advocacy Center titled authorizing Steward Shop's grant acceptance and authorizing contract with the New York State Office of Children and Family Services acceptance. Resolutions 262 through 270 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation. The committee was also polled on Resolution 271 on today's agenda. The next Public Safety Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 2nd at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Transportation, Legislator Kretzker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met on Monday, April 11th. Shannon Thayer, the planning technician for Clinton County Public Transit, was present to discuss resolutions authorizing memorandum of understanding with St. Joseph's Outreach Center and authorizing contract with Josh's Lawn Care. Ms. Thayer also discussed the 2021 annual CCPT report. Carl Weiss, the highway superintendent, via Zoom was present to discuss several resolutions, including authorizing contract with Morrison and Miller, Inc., authorizing an engineering services agreement for replacement of the culvert carrying Standish Road over Standish Brook, and authorizing United States Department of Transportation Rural Surface Transportation Grant Program grant application. Resolutions number 272 through 278 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendation, and the next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, May 9th at 5:15 p.m., and that's the end of the report.
Spencer, just to remind you and your committee that lawn care resolution, upon further review, was withdrawn from the agenda this evening. It's in good working order now. She just needs to, we'll re-poll your committee and it'll be on a subsequent meeting, but that has been withdrawn from tonight's agenda.
And it's not because I'm Josh. I do lawn
That's
care.
right, that is
No.
not, that's right.
All there were questions?
There was an ethics, apparently there was an ethics violation.
I would be happy to never mow a lawn ever again.
Liaison reports, Board of Health, Legislative Officer.
Board of Health meeting is scheduled for April 18th. Hopefully we'll have an update of any pertinent information coming from that meeting at the next regular session. The new director's start date is scheduled for May 2nd. I haven't heard anything different.
It's on tonight's agenda, and their assistant is with us.
It's tentatively scheduled.
Okay, and a report.
Chamber of Commerce, sir.
Chamber of Commerce, no report.
Cleveland Community College, Legislative Preside.
No report at this time.
Community Services Board, Legislative Castine.
No report this time, sir.
Cooperative Extension, Legislative Tennis.
We have not met, but we do have a new director, Linda Gilliland, who will be starting next month. She has been a part of Cooperative Extension down in Essex, and hopefully already has enough information to hit the ground running, and looks like she'll be doing a great job.
And is Mary agreed to assist in the transition?
And she has, yes, yeah. She's also very happy to be here. So we're very thankful for Mary for staying as long as she did.
That's all good news.
And the report.
Discipline review, we got nothing, right? Grievance committee, nothing. Inter-county legislative Walter.
No report.
LC
and LG Regional Planning Board, Legislator Schuster Crutcher.
Well, both of us attended via Zoom the when was it? No, I'm sorry, April 12th meeting, which was yesterday, and we went over the approval of audit. There was an appointment of a Washington County Loan Administrative Committee member. There also was presented the 2022 to 2027 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy Plan. There was talks of the new website, which has been launched with new logos and branding. We also heard the 2021 annual report and some updates on loan committees, different loan committee reports, and that's pretty much it.
Very good, thank you. Soil and Water, Legislators Perrier, Tibbetts, no report. And Workforce Development Board,
No report.
Okay, staff members, do you have any reports, Ms. Keller?
I would like to request an executive session to discuss pending contracts and litigation.
All right. And Mr. Zerl?
Very briefly, I sent everybody a NISAC interim report on the New York State executive budget. Big wins for county governments, so I take all the credit. We had a good year. It is our biggest issue, as everybody knows, was to stop the diversion of local sales tax dollars into the state coffers to pay for two programs. The aid municipalities program, money shared with the towns, villages, and cities, and the distress hospital fund. One of those was actually proposed. The diversion was eliminated in the governor's executive proposal for the aid, but it made the distress hospital diversion permanent. And we as an association fought hard. You fought hard. Your advocacy, sometimes you probably don't think it helps, but it helps. And at the 11th hour, we found out that the bill language was changed such that the diversion was totally eliminated. Very positive dynamic. The chairman and I had a briefing from the association yesterday.
and Mr. Florio is now stating that we believe that any future attempts to divert local sales tax for state programs is probably not ever going to happen. So this was a big win for us. Several other pieces. Listen, you don't win every issue. Our platform contained probably 50 issues, but we won the big ones. Tonight we'll be approving, hopefully, the appointment of the new director of the Public Health Department. Very positive news in this state budget for public health. Article 6 state aid increases. The allowance of Article 6 state aid to be used to reimburse county governments for fringe benefits up to a certain amount. So a lot of positive dynamics. I urge you to read that document. It is filled with information, and if some of it gets a little sticky, let me know. But I will tell you that the gross number in Clinton County for the sales tax diversion was nearing $800,000 annually. So that is a big move. And again, it was not even that, it was the fact of the precedent that our local sales tax dollars were able to be pilfered by the state of New York. So you can tell I'm happy. That's a massive, massive win for county government. So thank you for what you do and your advocacy. And when you're past that resolution each January for your membership dues for the association, it's well worth the money. Secondly, Kim and I had our first shared services meeting with the towns, city, and village last week. Not overly well attended. Quite frankly, the low-hanging fruit over the last 3 programs have been picked. That being said, we are urging our municipalities and we're urging our towns to work together, work with Clinton County, work with the villages, work with neighboring counties, work with their school districts and fire districts, which are now allowed for shared services plans. So, that is permanent now. So, by statute, we're the overseers of the program. So we did have our first meeting. We'll meet several more times and hopefully come up with a plan, that we can ship to the state of New York and receive 50% reimbursement on that shared service that gets shared with the folks involved in the service. So that was positive as well. That's all, Chairman.
Thank you. Resolutions. Before voting on resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the title of the resolutions to be acted upon?
I will, but I forgot to say something.
You said brief. You started out brief.
I lied. You all read an article in the newspaper regarding sales tax on motor fuel. I'm just letting you know that the budget did include another option for county governments that allows us to cap sales tax at another level. I'm just letting you know that at an upcoming meeting, we will have to have a discussion and see if there is a willingness to participate in that program. Obviously, our goal is to do our very best to ensure that the savings do in fact get in the pockets of the folks that are putting gasoline in the vehicles. But I think there's another option that may be available that does not harm our ability to share our sales tax with our municipalities as well. So sorry for that.
That's very important. We will be talking about that. Resolutions.
Yes, sir. A resolution 224 authorizing contract with Architectural and Engineering Design Associates, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, Legislator Brazil. Second, Legislator Timmons. Any discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution 225 authorizing contract with U.S. Bank Equipment Finance, Conica Minolta Premier Finance, Social Services.
Motion, Legislator Potiker. Second, Legislator Brazil. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 226 authorizing application and acceptance of Stewart's Holiday Grant, Youth Bureau.
Motion, Legislator Potiker. Second, Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 227 authorizing fiscal year 2020 cybersecurity grant program application information technology.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
And I'm sure you had David filled you in on a lot of things. This was positive news. This grant has been ongoing. David uses it for very beneficial things. As everybody remembered, during budget time, cybersecurity is paramount in our cybersecurity insurance premiums certainly reflect that. So the more of this we do through these grant programs, which was fully funded in the budget, by the way, allow us to advocate for lower insurance premiums as well.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Call. Carried.
Resolution 228, authorizing Clinton County to apply for a permit for the use of the Suny Fieldhouse as a poll site. Board of Elections.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Conacher. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 229, authorizing contract with Clear Ballot Group Incorporated, Board of Elections.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Conacher. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 230, amending Resolution 921 dated December 8th, 2021, titled Authorizing Contract with NTS Data Services, Board of Elections.
Motion, legislator Waldron, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 231, authorizing the county treasurer to transfer funds from the E911 surcharge reserve to the E911 budget emergency services.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 232, authorizing correction of taxes for various towns, Time Warner Cable, Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 233, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit requests for qualifications for energy services companies. Legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Conacher. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 234, authorizing contract with Direct Energy Business Marketing LLC. Legislature.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion?
Yes, sir. We, if you recall, had a rather in-depth discussion on what to do with our natural gas service at the Finance Committee meeting. We all opted for the 2-year fixed, but Kim checking the rates right before the meeting, the gentleman who we're dealing with in the consortium has indicated that the rate this evening that we would lock in at jumped from 5.386 cents per British thermal unit to 6.844 cents per British thermal unit, and that happened since Finance Committee. That represents around $85,000 annual increase to our budget. Our recommendation to you, you do not have to take it, but if we lock in tonight, you're locking in at the 6.844 cents per BTU tonight, and that's locked in for 2 years. I'm not an energy expert, so I caveat this, but it's unlikely. Even the gentleman said that it's high tonight, and it changes hourly. I don't think we're going to see, if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you folks. I don't think we're going to see another massive increase in the short term. So my recommendation is for us to wait 2 weeks. Our contract runs out April 1, so we have another bite at the apple. If you're comfortable at the 6.844, you approve the resolution with that number in the resolution tonight. But that's my comment on this resolution. It's certainly up to you how you want to proceed.
Any discussion on that?
Mr. Chairman, we can make a motion to table it for 2 weeks.
Motion to table, legislator Hall. I have a second by legislator Perrier. Any discussion? All
So
in favor?
keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So just for the record, I did say that I didn't guarantee that they would.
Mr. Hall, I heard, I don't think you guarantee it, you would make up the difference. Isn't that right, Bob?
That's what I heard.
This is a 30% jump.
Very big jump.
30%.
I think it's worth rolling the dice for 2 weeks, to be honest. Thank you for that discussion. Resolution 234, authorizing contract with Direct Energy, never mind.
235.
Resolution 235, authorizing the purchase of an Intercept full-body scanner with infrared cameras, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 236, authorizing contract amendment with Casella Waste Management of New York Purchasing.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion?
This is a positive dynamic, as we discussed. This request came from the airport indicating that foot traffic is up. When foot traffic was down, we amended this contract to eliminate a pickup, and now it's necessary again. So there's positive news embedded in here somewhere.
Yes. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 237, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit bids for green cone solar digesters, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 238, authorizing the purchasing agent to solicit requests for proposals for preschool transportation services, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Castine. Discussion?
I will say that subsequent, after the Health Committee meeting, I sat down with Krista Van Corp, who runs this program for us, and it is unlikely that we will be receiving multiple bids again. So buckle up, this is an expensive one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 239, authorizing contract with various preschool-related contractors, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 240, authorizing contract with various preschool tuition contractors, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 241, authorizing contract with Shazy Central Rural School, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion?
This is actually a very good thing. This contract allows us to reduce the level of service on the contracted transportation resolution I previously discussed. Thank you to Shazy Central Rural School.
They're a fine institution. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 242, authorizing contract with Leading Age New York ProCare LLC Nursing Home.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 243, authorizing payment of membership dues at nursing home.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 244, awarding request for proposal for personal care level 1 in chore companion services, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 245, authorizing contract with Jade Lamb, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Bazzaio. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 246, authorizing contracts with various agencies for building social connections mini grants, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 247, can I back up? I apologize. There was a discussion on that mini grant from committee members indicating that, or inquiring as to the proximity of these mini grants. And just let you know, everybody throughout the county, north, south, east, and west, was invited to bid on these. So it's not like it focused on any particular area. So I think these were the northern tier, but everybody in fact was invited to bid on it. Sorry, sir. Resolution 247, approving backfill of permanent, full-time account clerk typist nursing home.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 248, approving backfill of permanent, full-time nurses aide position at nursing home.
Motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Kretzler. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 249, approving backfill of permanent, full-time licensed practical nurse nursing home.
Motion, legislator Kretzler, second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 250, approving backfill of permanent, full-time senior staff nurse nursing home.
Motion, legislator Timmons, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution 251, approving the creation of a permanent, full-time public health educator position, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Castine, second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 252, approving creation of a permanent, full-time public health nurse position, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Hall, second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion?
I just want to, this resolution, just remind everybody, in the previous resolution was the end result of the discussion that you folks had regarding the Public Health Corps Fellowship Program, which was once going to be state staff that turned into local staff, and now turns into these two positions funded from that fellowship.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 253, approving temporary on-call payment for environmental health staff for rabies emergencies, Health Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walter?
Yes.
Resolution number 254, approving backfill of permanent full-time social welfare examiner, social services.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 255, approving reclassification of permanent full-time senior account clerk typist position to a permanent full-time fiscal officer position, social services.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Abstentions? Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One abstention, Mr.
One
Kretzer.
abstention. Legislator Kretzer.
Pass. Resolution 256, approving backfill of temporary full-time summer youth counselor position, social services.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Boddicker. Abstention? Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Carried. One abstention, Mr. Kretzer. Resolution 257, approving creation of a temporary part-time employment and training counselor position, social services.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Timmons. Abstention? Legislator Kretzer. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried with one abstention. Legislator Kretzer.
Resolution number 258, approving backfill of a permanent full-time motor equipment operator 1, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 259, approving backfill of permanent full-time mental health clinician 1, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 260, approving reclassification of a permanent full-time senior account clerk typist position to a permanent full-time fiscal officer position, Plattsburgh International.
Motion, legislator Hall. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 261, approving reclassification of permanent full-time civil manager position to a permanent full-time principal account clerk position with backfill Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Timmons. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 262, authorizing various contracts, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion.
Yeah, on the second resolution on that, second contract in that resolution, the price difference is for a one-time fix. Next year, it should go back to the amount, or close to the amount of what's indicated here under the previous year amount.
You like $2,000.
And what I'm telling you is I think it'll be there next year.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 263, authorizing contract amendment with SimQuest Group, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 264, authorizing Operation Stone Garden grant application and acceptance, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 265, authorizing community-based traffic safety program grant application and acceptance, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 266, authorizing child passenger safety program grant application and acceptance, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 267, authorizing high visibility road checks, saturation patrols, DRE call-out during impaired driving crackdowns, grant application and acceptance, stop DWI traffic safety.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution number 268, authorizing police traffic services grant application and acceptance, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 269, authorizing Stewart's Shops grant acceptance, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 270, authorizing contract, the New York State Office of Children and Family Services grant acceptance, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 271, authorizing National Children's Alliance grant application and acceptance, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion, legislator Castine. Second, legislator Hall. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 272, authorizing memorandum of understanding with St. Joseph's Outreach Center, Clinton County Public Transit.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Bizzaio. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 273 has been withdrawn. You will see a corrected copy on our next regular session agenda. Resolution 274, authorizing contract with Morrison and Miller Incorporated Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
I gotta take a deep breath for this. Resolution number 275, authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of 100% of the cost of a transportation project, which may be eligible for federal aid and/or state aid or reimbursement from the Bridge New York funds. Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 276, authorizing an engineering services agreement for the replacement of the culvert carrying Standish Road over the Standish Brook. Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Of course.
We got a lot of.
Of course. I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's almost like you got a river running through
We did that in
A
committee.
lot of rivers, that's right.
there. Resolution number 277, authorizing the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services Hazard Mitigation Grant Program grant application. Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 278, authorizing the United States Department of Transportation Rural Surface Transportation Grant Program grant application. Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer. Second, legislator Hughes.
I will say this, I'm sorry, this is under discussion, Chairman. This resolution and the previous one, Carl, these were programs that became available in the infrastructure bill. So, you know, Carl has been, as have been other department heads in affected jurisdictions, seeking grant opportunities out of the infrastructure bill.
So here we are.
So here we are.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 279, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation and corresponding revenue for the dislocated worker and adult activities grants, employment, and training.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Purrier. Abstention, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Your extension,
One extension.
Mr. Kretzer. Resolution 280, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the insurance reimbursement, Sheriff's Department.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution number 281, authorizing the county treasurer to reappropriate 2021 funds for various accounts. Treasurer's Office.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Kretzer. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 282, authorizing the county treasurer to establish appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Youth Scholarship Grant Youth Bureau.
Motion, legislator Timmons. Second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Spurrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried.
Long meeting for this one, huh, Jeff? Resolution number 283, appointing Director of Public Health, Legislature.
Motion, or rather, legislators Potiker and Hughes, 5-5.
Yes, please.
5-5. Discussion?
Well, briefly under discussion, I'm gonna first tell Jeff what 5-5 means. 5-5 means...
5 for, 5 for against.
No. That's not what it means. It means there were 5 enthusiastic motions and 5 enthusiastic seconds. So unanimous support for the appointment.
Super, thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
you've not worked with us yet.
No speech, Sean? No speech?
Jeff, I look forward to working with you.
You as well, thank you.
Resolution number 284, in complying with New York State Controller regulations by establishing standard workday and reporting of retirement credit for elected and appointing officials, Legislature.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Hall. Mr. Basayo, you abstain.
Abstain.
Discussion?
I just want to say that this record of activities was immaculate. I think we're going to use Mr. Bazayo as a template.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried with one abstention. Mr. Basayo.
Resolution number 285, authorizing participation in the leading age New York lawsuit nursing home.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Hughes. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. That brings us to 13.2. Motion by Legislator Timmons, second by Legislator Waldron. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. For Resolution 286.
Yes, and Resolution 286, authorizing contract with Schindler Elevator Corporation, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion by Legislator Waldron, second by Legislator Basayo. Let me reverse that if I may. Motion by Legislator Basayo, second by Legislator Waldron. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Bria?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried. Yeah. All righty, did that. Does anybody have anything further to come before the legislature? I assume not. I see nothing. Then I'd like to entertain a motion to enter into executive session. Motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Hughes. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you all for coming. So we are going into executive session. Opposed? Carried. We are out of executive session. Anything further to come before the legislature this evening?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Legislator Hall to adjourn, second by Legislator Basayo.
Well, I was gonna give Mike a kudos for the ARPA worksheet. I did bug him on Monday about where it was.
Any further discussion?
Nope, that's
All in favor?
Aye.